Hello, my name is Barbie and I'm getting ready to film the Zippy Bag by Sally Tomato. And this is a very versatile bag actually. It is a great bag for beginners because it allows you to practice your zippers. Just like the title says, there are 4 zippers in here. There are 3 zipper pockets, all on the outside, and then there is 1 zipper top. So it's a great pattern to do some practicing, but it is a beginner bag. All right, so today I'm going to use my white zipper tape with kind of a rainbow teeth. I cut all my zippers the same, and I'll just cut them off, but I already put my number 5 zipper pulls on there. Then I am using some pink vinyl. It's very lightweight vinyl, but I also mark what each piece is on the back. So this is the back bottom, and then this is the back top. I do put my label on the back bottom, so I've already got that ready to sew on, and I'll sew that on before I come back. And then the front has 3 pieces. There's a front top, there's a front middle, and there's a front bottom. So there are 3 pieces in the front. That means there's 2 zipper pockets in the front. And then there are 2 lining pieces. Both are the same size. And I'm using a cotton quilting fabric. This happens to be cafe paperweight. And I did interface them all with a woven interfacing. And then you have 3 pocket pieces. I highly recommend that you mark them on the back. So this is pocket B. If you don't want to do that, she provides little tiny things that you can clip to them. But this is important to keep them separated until you have them sewn on, trust me. And then this is pocket A. This is your larger piece. And then you have pocket C. So there are 3 pocket pieces, 2 lining pieces, and then all your outside pieces. And then I have already gone ahead and done the, I'm using 3/4 inch hardware today. On some of them I've done a 1/2 inch, but 1/2 inch is so tiny, it's so hard to work with. I personally don't like it. So I did 1/2 inch hardware, and I have 2 D-rings, which I've already have ready to sew on the bag. And then I have a swivel an adjustable strap, and I'm probably going to be using some webbing. I haven't quite decided, but probably. And then I have one of these adjustable straps. I may try this. I haven't used this before, so I may try that. And then just 2 3/4 inch swivel clasps. So that's the hardware, plus, all your zippers. So it's really not too bad. For one of the top zipper, I did go ahead and on one side, I put a zipper end. And she shows you how to do that in the pattern. There's nothing new about that. And then she tells you what the zipper should be. I am making my bag 2 inches wider. The same height, but 2 inches wider. And let me show you why. So this is the bag is designed. It's a great bag. So you got your 2 zipper pockets here, and then on the back you have a zipper pocket, and then it closes with a zipper as well. But you can see there are 2, I made it just like the pattern on this one. There are 2 zipper ends, and when you go to open the bag, there's not a big opening. And I just like my bags a little wider than this. This is actually perfect for a lot of people. So this is how the pattern is written. And then this is how I am making it today. Let me get this one. 2 inches wider. So you can see it's not huge by any stretch, but it is significantly wider. That 2 inches makes a big difference. And then on the top, you can see I just did 1 zipper end, and then I'll show you what I do on this side of that top zipper. Again, everything else is exactly the same, but if you open this, you can see how much wider it is. There are no zippers, no slip pockets on the inside. Because you have 3 outside zipper pockets, you really don't need anything on the inside, but you could certainly add them. There's nothing wrong with doing that. So that's the bag that I'm going to be making today. So, and then I have this cute little, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the sewing blurbs. It's a new monthly subscription, and they send you woven labels and other stuff every month. But this is, I'm going to put one of these on. It says treat yourself, treat yourself. It's a slang, I guess. So, all right, well, let's get started. I will be fast forwarding some of this because a lot of it is very repetitive. I do have my Pioneer Woman coffee cup. And just an update on my puppy. She's doing fine. It's bizarre. I mean, I'm giving her her pain medicine, and she's eating, drinking, peeing, pooping, brings me her little pork chop, or my husband, and is doing fine. I'm so thankful we didn't put her down, because now, first sign of suffering, even with the pain medicine, we'll probably put her down. I'm not going to allow my poor dog to suffer, but she's doing great. Thank you, Lord. And thanks for all the comments and hugs. My husband and I both appreciate it. We're very tied to our dogs. So thanks for watching. Be sure to click like and subscribe and comment. Okay, so for the main zipper top, she tells you what the measurement for that zipper should be. I am adding 2 inches to it. So, and then I am not doing the second zipper tab on this end. Let me just measure. I did this a while ago, so let me make sure. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna cut that about 1 inch from where it should be with my additional 2 inches. And then I am going to, so I have it marked about 1 inch down. So then I'm going to fold that down and clip that in place on both sides. You know, honestly, I cannot remember. That is awful. I can't remember what they call this. I'll have to look it up. I've done it for so long, I can't remember. So then, so that's what you have. And then I'm going to baste right here on either side of my zipper, and then I'll clip the extra off. So let's go ahead and do that. And because of all the zippers, I highly recommend that you use a zipper fit for this bag. It really makes a difference. I better move my coffee. Since you have 4 zippers, you know, you're going to be getting pretty close to that zipper teeth. So if you can see, that's what I did. I just stitched right along here. And I'm going to do that on the other side. And it's easier to do if you do it from this way. I don't know if you can even see what I'm doing, but I usually use pins for this, and it came loose, so let me do that over. You want these to match, so that's one reason why you mark it, so that when you're sewing it, it matches the other side. There we go. This honestly, that little thing takes a little practice. I mean, it's worth it, but it takes practice to get it right. It's annoying to some degree, you know? All right, then let's cut our excess zipper off here, and then we'll burn those ends. I have to be a little careful with this zipper tape because it really chars. That wasn't too bad. Okay. So there you have it. That's the end of that zipper. And then the zipper end is down here. So that's the top zipper. So we can set that aside for now. And then let's next take, and all these zipper pockets that we're getting ready to do are done exactly the same way. Okay, let me get one of my zippers. And I made my zipper about 2 inches longer than I needed to. Okay. So with the zipper lining right side up and the zipper right side up, you're going to want to just baste that in place. I probably should have wound another bobbin, but I didn't. So let's just baste that in place. And if you're using the little things that she provides, the little pieces of paper, she recommends that you just keep them clipped right here on the end. But because I have which pocket it is on the back, I'm not using those. I find that a little, I don't know, hard to manage myself, but that is just me. All right, so now, there's what you have, the right side of the zipper, right side of the pocket, and we're going to bring that other side of the pocket up to meet that. And you know what, I should have checked, because you want to make sure that you're doing this. Yeah, I did, good. On the same length of the zipper pocket lining. They're all the same width, I should say, but they're not the same length. All right, so let's baste that in place as well. We will be doing a fair amount of top stitching, because since there's so many zippers, so just be prepared with that. Okay, so there is this first zipper. Now I am using cotton quilting, so I could go over and iron this flat. I don't think I need to. I'm not going to just yet. If I need to keep it flat, I'll use some double-sided tape. All right, so take all 3 of your zippers, measure to make sure you're doing it on the right side, and follow that exact same thing. So get all your zippers prepared, right side of your zipper tape up, and the right side of your pocket up. baste it in place, and then bring that other end up. Okay, so do that on all three. Okay, so now we're going to take pocket A and the front top piece. You want to make sure your pocket is out of the way, and you're going to sew that front top piece to so the right sides are together. The right side of the zipper and the right side of the front top. And you're going to sew that at the full seam allowance that she talks about in the pattern. Now, just make sure the sides are lined up. Mine, I know I cut my top front pieces a little long, so I'm good with what I have here. We'll be trimming that anyway, so it's good. Okay, so that's what you should have right now. So now again, with the front pocket A out of the way, we want to do an 1/8 of an inch top stitch. And I'm using white Tech 70 thread today. Make sure your pocket's out of the way. And you're only sewing through that front top piece and your zipper. Okay. So that's what you should have so far. All right, so now we are going to take that, let's see, I believe we take the front middle. Let me make sure. Yeah. Yeah, take the front middle, and sew it to the other half of that zipper. And again, I made mine too long, but just make sure you have equal amounts on each side. I probably shouldn't have done that, but I did. Okay. All right. Oh, there's a noise. I heard a noise. All right, so there's my front middle piece, and those are, again, right sides together with that pocket A zipper tape. And make sure your pocket A is out of the way, and sew that at the full seam allowance. Okay, so now that's what you have. So this is your front top. This is your front middle. So we want to top stitch the front middle to the zipper. Oh, I get that out of the way. There we go. Let me make sure I do that. Yep. Okay. Again, 1/8 of an inch. Make sure your pocket A is out of the way and you're only doing that middle piece, top stitching to your zipper. I should probably check my bobbin. All right, so there's your front top and my pocket A and my front middle. Now we're ready to attach, I think it's pocket B, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, pocket B. So that's C. I want pocket B. And now we are going to attach. Make sure your zippers poles are going the same way. I wanted mine to go to the left when it's closed. Excuse me. And so I want to now, this is where it gets a little confusing. So here's my top and here's my middle piece. I want to sew pocket B to the middle piece. So I've got my zipper going the correct way. And now I'm gonna clip that in place. And you wanna make sure that everything is lining up. So I typically lay these flat while I'm connecting them. I made it a little harder on myself because my front, middle, and top piece are a little longer than they should be, but that's okay. Okay, so here is what you should have. It's a little confusing. This is pocket A back here in the back. This is pocket B. This is the front top. Here's my front, my first zipper. Here's my second zipper. So I am now moving all my zipper pockets out of the way, and I'm only connecting that front middle piece to that pocket B zipper at the full seam. Okay, so let me show you what you should have. Okay, so here's the top, front top. Here's that first zipper, pocket A. Here's the middle, front middle, and here's pocket B. Both my zipper pulls are on this left side, and I have attached this. Now I want to top stitch this. So again, get all of your pockets out of the way. You don't want to close those. Only top stitch the front middle piece to the zipper. So both of your zipper pockets should be split open. Let's show you what we got here. There is the front top. You can see I still have them. You can see my labeling. Front top, pocket A. Front middle, pocket B. So that's what you have so far. Very ingenious how she does this. So pocket C is for the back. So we don't need that yet. Now we want the front bottom. And yes, we are going to attach that to the other side of your zipper. Again, I'm going to just lay this so I am sure that I have equal on every side. And we're almost done making this front panel. Okay, so front bottom is attached to pocket B zipper. Move all your zipper pockets out of the way. You're only attaching that front bottom to that zipper. And I think she tells you this in the pattern. Don't cut off any excess of your zipper tape yet. We will be doing that, but just not yet. Okay. Top, front top, zipper, pocket A. Front middle, pocket B, front bottom. And that's what you should have. Pocket A and pocket B. So now we just want to top stitch that front bottom. Oh, let me check my bobbin. Hold on. Oh my gosh. I would have really been upset. I almost ran out of bobbin. All right. Let me load a new bobbin. I should have done that, and I'll be right back. Okay, new bobbin. All right, so we're top stitching that front bottom, but just make sure both pocket A and B are out of the way, and you're only sewing through the front bottom and the zipper tape. My bobbin seems pretty tight, so let me check it. Yeah, I kind of overfilled it, I think. Yeah, I did. That's all right. There we go. That's one thing with these industrial machines. They don't like an overfilled bobbin by any stretch. It's kind of funny. Okay. All right. So there we have that. So there's your front top, front middle, and your front bottom, and your two zipper pockets, and your pulls on this side. So now what we want to do is we're going to baste all of that in place. And so we want to make sure that our zipper pulls are pulled in now, because we're going to sew over that. Oh yeah. I'm just checking to make sure I didn't sew anything close, and I did not. It's beautiful. Okay. Let me pull this down. There we go. Yeah, you just want to make sure everything is flat. So when you open your zippers, you might want to pull on your pockets to make sure they're nice and taut. Yep. Okay. And then we are just going to baste the sides. Excuse me. And when you're finishing this bag, you have a really a generous seam allowance, but you still just want to baste these in place. So I'm just going to go on the sides. And I'm just going over my zipper teeth a couple times, because once I'm done basting this in place, we're going to cut off any excess zipper teeth. Okay, repeat that on this side. Okay, so what you want to do is turn it over and make sure that you caught your zipper pockets. And I missed it just a hair there. So I'm just going to repeat it on this side. I'm going to make sure I'm going to pull my zipper pulls out of the way completely. Okay. All right, now we want to even up that side, so cut off any excess of your front pockets and your zippers. And then burn those ends of your zipper teeth. On both sides. Okay. And then I'm just cleaning up any extra. This is all going to, excuse me, this is all going to be in the seam allowance, so you don't really need to worry about it, but there you go. Okay, so that is the front zipper zippy bag panel. Now, she provides you in the pattern something to round these corners. I'm just using my mug. Whatever you use, just do it the same on all your exterior and your lining pieces. And then we're just going to cut that off. You do want to make sure and it's out of that, but don't cut into your zipper pocket, because then you'd have an open zipper pocket, and that would be unfortunate. Okay, so that's the front. Rounded edges. Obviously verify that your zippers pockets are open and not closed, because now is when you would want to fix that. All right, we'll set that aside for now. And let's grab the back piece in our back zipper pocket. Don't need that yet. And we are, excuse me, we're going to repeat the exact same process. I'm going to go ahead and do my label offline. You don't need to see me do that. But I use a 2.5 inch stitch length, and I'll be right back. All right, so I just sewed my label on there. Gotta remember to put my stitch length back to, I'm using basically a 4. All right, so I've got zipper pocket C, and I've got the back top. With the zipper pull to the left, I'm attaching that pocket, the back top to that pocket C. And make sure that you have it lined up on both sides of the pocket, and sew your full seam allowance. And I went off a little bit there. Not a big deal. I'll just go over it. I don't know why I did that, but I did. You can see that. Yeah. that's important only because if you don't correct something like that, your zipper is going to be wonky on your top. So there's the back top, and there's my zipper, and there's pocket C. So now I want to top stitch, but I'm only top stitching the back top to the zipper. So my zipper pocket is out of the way. 1/8 inch seam allowance for top stitching. And now you want to take your back bottom, and we're attaching that to the other side of the zipper. So just like this. And again, I am just making sure that I have covered every side, because we're going to do the same thing that we did with the front. We're going to baste the zipper pocket in place. Okay, so this is what you should have so far. Back top, zipper pull closing to the left, and then your back bottom. So we're gonna attach that, but we wanna make sure our pocket is out of the way. You know what? I think that's right. And I have done this more than once. I have closed off a zipper. I hope I didn't just do that. I think I might have though. Let's see. No, I didn't. Okay, good. Phew, that would have been embarrassing. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna top stitch the back bottom to that zipper, but I wanna make sure my pocket is out of the way. Okay. And this one feels a little weird, so you're gonna have to get under there and make sure it's all flat. All right, so the same thing applies here. So there's what you have. This is your back. One zipper pull. You can pull your zipper pull inside now. And it sometimes gets caught there. That's okay. And then I always will unzip it. Yeah. And I'm gonna make sure that put my hand in there and make sure everything is nice and flat. And then we're going to do the same thing we did with the front. We're going to baste that pocket to the back piece. Ends up really being the back bottom. And you can do it from the front or the, I'm going to do it from the back this time. Doesn't matter really. Make sure that your zipper pull is in the middle. Okay, and do that on both sides. And then we're going to even all that out. On both sides here. Okay. And then burn my zipper ends. All right, and then also, let's go ahead and round those corners with whatever you rounded the front with. Do the same thing. And then cut that off. I think that's why she gives you a little template from the rounding of the corners, because she wants to make sure that you're not cutting into your zipper pocket back here. So just be aware of that if you don't use what she provided. I have them, I just don't know where they are at the very moment. Okay, so let's test, make sure our zipper pocket is still open, and it is. Excellent, love it, love it. All right, so that's the back and the front. Now these should be the same size, so let's, if they are not, which they aren't for some reason today. I must have used, so yeah. So just clip them together, and you need to make them the same size. Get my zippers out of the way here. So we'll do this with the lining too, making sure that the lining is the same size. But this, I don't know how many times I've done this bag, and they've always been the same size. That's weird. Yeah, I made the mistake of making some of my pieces too long, and I shouldn't have done that. That's all right. We'll fix it now. So this one's a little long. That's all right. It's really not that far off on the side. Okay, that's good. But if you'll see, look how it's about, oh dear, goodness gracious, Barb. It's about 3/8 of an inch too long. That's all right. If you have to do that, just make sure you're not cutting into your zipper pocket. Okay. Okay, now we can set those aside. Grab your lining pieces. And I need to cut off a little bit of interfacing, not much. Okay, now we're ready to do that other top main zipper. Now, if you want to add an interior zipper pocket or an interior slip pocket, now would be the time to do that. I'm not going to do it since I already have 3 on the outside. Okay. Oh, yeah, we got to do the, we got to attach our D-rings. Yep. Let's do that. She has you attach the D-rings to the side, either the side, or you can use a different type of, let me show you. I have done both ways. So these, you can get these little handle connectors. Cute, very cute. But for this bag and for this one that I did, I'm just putting them in the sides. And she gives you the measurement to where to put those. All right, so let's measure that. And I think I'm gonna attach them to this side. It honestly doesn't matter because I'm attaching them to the side. So they'll be in the seam. Okay, I'm going to just base these so I don't have any worries with them coming apart while I'm trying to attach them to the bag. Okay, so where's my mark? Here it is. So it really, on this, it really depends on how far you want it sticking out. I don't want it sticking out too far, so I'm putting it in, let me show you what I'm doing here. So I have it, I'm not using the whole, goodness gracious, I'm having challenges. There we go. So on the mark, it's below. So I've got it attached below that mark on both sides. And I've got probably a 1/4 inch hanging out on both sides. Yep. And now I'm just going to base those in place so that when I'm putting the bag together, they don't start coming dislodged. And then I'll probably just cut that little excess off that I have there. Okay, so that's what you should have if you're doing the side connectors. Again, the pattern calls for 1/2 inch. I'm doing 3/4 inch hardware. I am pulling my zippers, both of my zippers to the middle, all 3 of my zippers actually, so there's no chance of those getting caught in anything. All right, where's my other, here we go. So now we're gonna attach our, let me get this stuff out of the way for a second. We're going to attach that zipper that we made that has one zipper end and the end that prevents the zipper from coming off there. So I'm going to pull that to the middle, and let me see what she tells you. So I'm going by the pattern. Yeah. She has you attach it to this piece first, and that's absolutely fine. Doesn't really matter. So this zipper is going to be right side down. And actually, let me just center this real quick. All right, right side down. And really the key is you want to have the same amount on each end. you should have at least a 1/2 inch on each end. Yep. And I'm going to unzip that just a little. And then we're basting that in place. You could use double-sided tape here if you wanted to do it all in one fell swoop. Nothing wrong with that. Now we are going to take one of our zipper linings right side together with that top, and we're going to do the full seam allowance now. So this is not unlike any other bag that you've put together. So you can see we have the back or the front, whatever you're going to call it. The zipper is right sides together with that. And then I have attached the zipper, the lining to that. So the zipper is sandwiched in between. And we're going to do the full seam allowance. Where's my zipper pull? Let me get that out of the way to start. And then you'll need to reach in there and move your zipper pull. If you haven't yet, be sure you check your bobbin. All right, so that's what you should have so far. There's your front with your 2 zippers, and there's the lining, and there's your zipper. Now, I'm going to do something that I don't think she calls for this in the pattern, and that's okay. I'm going to top stitch, but I'm going to keep my lining piece out of the way. Let me move this just a second. I don't want to top stitch my lining right now, and I'll show you why. But you are top stitching your outside piece to your zipper. And the reason I do this is when you go to put this bag together, and there are other bags that are similar to this, it reduces the bulk here on both sides when you're actually sewing it together. And I'll show you. All right, so that's that side of the zipper, the outside zipper. Before you go too much further, make sure you're rounding both your lining pieces just exactly like you did your outside pieces, using the same tool. And cut those off. And this is just cotton quilting fabric, and I did put woven interfacing on both pieces. All right, so we're going to do the exact same thing with this other side. This is the side with the 1 zipper pocket on the outside, face down. So the right side of your zipper is on the right side of your zipper pocket. And just make sure your sides are lining up. Again, you could use double-sided tape here if you wanted to. Okay. So now I'm going to baste that in place. And then we're going to attach the lining the same way. I need to round my corners. It's actually hot here in Florida today. It's in the mid to upper 80s. And I do have a long sleeve shirt on, but because my husband likes to keep it cold in the house. I hope he didn't hear me say that. It's the truth. Okay, clip those. The zipper should be sandwiched in between, and the right side of your zipper, your pocket lining should be right sides together. So that's what you should have. Okay, and now let's do that at the full seam allowance. Sure my hardware's out of the way. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to top stitch that outside piece, not including the lining piece. So here's the outside piece we just did. I've got both my linings pulled to the other side, and I'm only top stitching that outside piece to the zipper. Again, you might have to reach in there to make sure everything's laying flat. Okay. All right, so let's just check everything before we put this all together. I'm gonna cut off my extra handle connectors, handle tabs. Okay. Okay. Excellent. So there's our top zipper. We unzip that, you'd open it up and you see your lining. Okay. You got your zipper pocket. Move those to the center, all of them. I'm going to move this one to the center. And then we are going to put right sides together. So our right outside linings together, our outside pocket together. And our lining piece. And I'll show you here in just a second why it's important not to top stitch the lining and the outside together. You can, it just creates a lot more bulk. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're matching those tops together. But because I didn't sew those together when I did the top stitching, there is not a lot of bulk there. At least not as much as there might have been, which I actually prefer. That clip isn't wide enough. Goodness gracious. Okay, there we go. All right, so clip it all the way around, and then we are gonna leave an opening in the lining to turn the bag through. And I leave a large opening. I don't even remember what she tells you, but I leave about between a 7 and a 7.5 inch opening to turn it through. I don't like to have to struggle if I don't have to turn bags. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know that there's just no need. If you can avoid it, there's no need. All right. Again, match these sides as best you can. Clip it as many clips as you need to, and you've got a very generous seam allowance here, which I think is genius, honestly, because it when you have a good finished seam allowance, it really helps hide any, not boo-boos, but any extra seams that you made. Okay, so this is what you should have. I have that opening in the lining that I'm gonna knot stitch, and then I'm gonna sew all the way around, and then we'll pull it. I am gonna fast forward that just a little bit. Let me get all my tools out of the way, and I'll be right back. All right. So what I was trying to show you was that whenever I do linings like this, I always come down, especially with cotton quilting. It really helps prevent it from ripping when you turn bags. All right, so I'm just reaching in, and I'm going to turn it. And this, because I've left such a large opening, I mean, that's it. All right, it's already turned. I just need to poke everything out. So yeah, of course, this, I use cotton quilting, and I use for the linings, and I use a nice, soft, pliable vinyl for the outside. So that helps with the turning process. So just poke all your corners out. It takes a little time to get it just right. And when all these outside zipper pockets, you can see that none of them overlap. So this is the two front ones, and then the back one. They're not overlapping, which is really helpful when you're sewing this thing together. Okay, I'm just gonna pop out that zipper end there. Beautiful. And then I'm just gonna make sure my zipper pockets are all nice and flat. Yeah. And then I'm gonna close up my lining, just doing a top stitch on the lining. And then I've got to decide what I'm doing for the crossbody strap or shoulder strap or what I'm going to do. So I'm thinking as I'm doing this, I was going to do some webbing, which I might. I'm thinking. Okay. So I'm just going to top stitch that closed. Then we'll poke that down in there and get everything nice and flat. And then the bag itself is done. And just like with a lot of bags, she has you increase the seam on the lining side, and that way it fits nicely in there. Oh goodness gracious, that is so nice. There we go. So there's what she calls the back. It doesn't really matter. And there's the front. And then the zipper opens really wide. You could fit, that's plenty of room for my purse pal, you know, my sunglasses. I'll probably put my phone in one of these pockets on the outside, but you could drop your keys in there, whatever you like. All right, so let me go get what I'm gonna do for the strap, and I'll be right back. All right, so I decided to use gray 3/4 inch webbing because the lining has a significant amount of gray in it, so this stuff lasts forever too. And I am going to try this little smaller adjustable strap. So all I did was put that on there, and I'm going to just baste that into place, or not actually baste. I'm going to sew it in place, and I'm going to decrease my, ready to go, my seam allowance, my stitch length to about a 3, because this is only 3/4, so it's not much to it. And I brought it down about 1 1/4 inch, 1.5 inches, and I'll put 2 rows of stitches just to secure it. Keep in mind, there's some discussion out there on the bag making community about putting rivets in webbing. Some people do, some people don't. Some people do, but make sure they put some fray check or whatever on it. I don't like putting rivets on this because of that very problem. You put a hole in this webbing, and there's a high probability that it will fray over time. Now, I mean, we're using swivel glass, so you can always replace a strap if you needed to. Why would you want to? I don't. All right, so now I'm going to put one of my swivel clasps on. So I've got the wrong side and the right side. So I've got the wrong side up. I'm going to put my one swivel clasp on. Make sure it's on there right. Yep. Up through my slide adjuster and back down. And then I'm just going to double check that nothing's twisted. So there's my slide adjuster. My slide adjuster and my swivel clasp. And then I'm going to put my other swivel on here. Again, come down about 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches. Make sure everything's straight. And then I'm going to do the same thing. 2 rows of stitches. This thing is just a second. Well, for heaven's sakes, did you see it? It just went flying. Oh, goodness. There we go. All right. And then a second row of stitching. And I'm going to go pretty close to that swivel clasp. There you go. Burn those ends. You can get this seatbelt webbing in a lot of very fun colors now, but it's expensive. You know, bag making is becoming a very expensive hobby. Okay, let's attach this. And we are done. There you go. A nice slide adjuster to make it longer or shorter. If you want to make it a shoulder strap, you can. But this slide adjuster works great with webbing because it's not, if you look at this other one, how much wider it is than this one. So this one is much nicer when you use webbing. This is great for when you're using vinyl because you need that width. But when you use webbing, you don't. So there you go. Isn't that just the cutest thing? I really like these. The Zippy Bag by Sally Tomato. Beginner bag. With 3 outside pockets, a big inside pocket, and then instead of 1/2 inch hardware, I used 3/4 inch hardware. I don't typically stock 1/2 inch hardware just because it's so small, but I do have 3/4 and 1 inch. So enjoy, have fun. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, liking, and again, always feel free to comment. Thanks. Bye-bye.